It's fair to say Britain's military housing, and the way it's put together, has taken a bit of a hammering in recent years. There's been cases of mould forcing families out, and ceilings caving in. But at a refurbished gym at Windsor's Combermere Barracks, a new three-pronged accommodation strategy is being launched, hoping to be the light at the end of a fairly cramped tunnel. Minimum standards introduced to single living accommodation aim to get personnel their own space and even an ensuite, with guarantees of ventilation and no leaks. Military living spaces have always been graded, but under this new strategy, single living accommodation will be graded 1 to 3. Anything below that, like this, grade 4, won't be accepted. Second, if you can prove you're in a long-term relationship, you'll be housed just the same as married couples and civil partnerships. Since 2019 you've been able to apply, but now you're not just eligible, you're entitled. And third, living spaces will be allocated based on specific needs like family size and care requirements rather than rank. Defence Minister Sarah Atherton turned up to launch the defence accommodation strategy. As an army veteran herself, she lived in family housing in the 80s.
Actually coming back to see it now, I don't think a lot's changed in certain levels of this accommodation. And some of the guys were telling me actually it's a bit grim and it gets them down. Well, they deserve better. We're going to be investing £2 billion for single living accommodation over the next 10 years. There's already been a considerable amount of money invested into families accommodation.
Also taking a look around, Lieutenant General James Swift is responsible for people issues for over 200,000 personnel.
So a lot of our housing stock is quite old, and it wasn't built necessarily to today's standards. And so we're doing a combination of things. Partly, we're building completely new stuff made to meet the sort of sustainability requirements and everything that we would expect today. And then when we're not doing that, we're also refurbishing.
Something's going to go wrong, to put it in boiler terms. But what about that process when something does go wrong, from the complaint system through to actually it being dealt with and repaired?
The most important change is that we're moving away from fix on fail, so it had to break before you did anything about it, to a proactive maintenance schedule so that we can try and prevent things breaking in the first place. We really understand how important accommodation is to everybody, whether it's just somewhere that you're staying for a few nights midweek and you want a sort of almost a hotel type approach, and we're trialling that in Portsmouth and in London, things sort of Holiday Inn or Travel Lodge type standards, all the linen, TVs, that sort of stuff, so that you can just turn up for 2 or 3 nights a week, through to people for whom this is their home.
Minimum standard housing wasn't built in a day though, and this scheme won't kick in until autumn 2023. Tom Sables, Forces News, Windsor. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.